What if you could literally engineer a new identity right from scratch? Well, today we're diving into this really fascinating manifesto called InnoPersonality 2030. It's basically a detailed roadmap for a brand new tech-driven identity, and it's aimed specifically at US-based individuals of Chinese descent, looking at everyone from Gen Z all the way to the future Gen Gamma. The big goal here? To achieve something it calls biofitness, eco-well, and soft power. So let's break this whole thing down.
Right at the heart of this manifesto is this one really powerful statement. We eliminate traditional roots in favor of innovative personality. So you see, this isn't just about looking towards the future. It's a very conscious, deliberate break from the past. The document even frames it as a post-autocracy, post-communist evolution. It's all about building a new identity founded on individual innovation and personal tech, totally separate from old-school cultural or political systems.
Okay, to really get our heads around this vision, we're going to break it into 5 key parts. First, we'll look at the core ideas behind this new identity. Then, we'll dive into the specifics of the biomodern human. Yep, how tech is meant to reshape the body itself. After that, it's all about the hardware. We're talking hypercars and jetpacks. Then we'll see how this image gets crafted through media. And finally, we'll check out the 15-year plan that's supposed to make all of this a reality. Alright, let's jump right into section 1, fundamental pivot. You can think of this as the ideological engine that's driving this entire manifesto. This is about so much more than just cool new tech. It's about completely redefining what it means to be an individual in the 21st century. So, the first big concept we absolutely have to understand is biomodernity. Put simply, it's the idea that every piece of technology must, first and foremost, serve to protect and enhance the human body. We're not talking tech for tech's sake here. It's about putting the individual's well-being front and center. It's basically a user-centric design philosophy, but applied to your entire life. These 3 pillars are really the foundation of the whole InnoPersonality. You've got biomodernity, making sure technology is actually good for you. Then there's the secular free identity, which pushes for a very specific look called the white aura, and we'll get into what that means in a minute. And finally, freedom architecture, this wild idea of using tech like 6G+ to live completely outside of state-controlled internet. Altogether, we create a blueprint for a self-sufficient, protected, and totally autonomous personality. Okay, so that's the philosophy. Now let's talk about the physical side of things. How does this manifesto actually propose to build a biomodern human? Well, this section is all about biofitness and movement, and it's aimed directly at Gen Z and all the generations coming after. And here's where we see biomodernity in action, in the plural. The manifesto gets into 2 types of advancement. First up, soft power suits. Picture this, your clothes are basically a passport, with built-in resistance that builds muscle just as you go about your day. Then you have hero dance, which uses something called biofitness to actually improve your posture and metabolism. The whole idea is constant passive optimization of your body. Now, the grooming routine, which they call the white aura protocol, gets incredibly specific. It kicks off with shaved raw routine, which the document claims is designed for a Caucasian Xinjiang hybrid facial structure. That's the look they're going for. Then, and this is a really unusual idea, there's aquafilm scent tech, a non-fragrance agent designed to neutralize hormones related to puberty. And looking ahead to 2040, a bio-lotion that uses synthetic lipids to regenerate your skin at a cellular level. It's a super engineered approach to how you look. All right, we've covered the body. Now let's talk about the machines that move it. Section 3 is all about hypervelocity and hardware. And this isn't just about making things faster. It's about a complete shift in technology, all aimed at creating what they call a piston-free future.
And here it is, the centerpiece, the 2030 InnoPersonal hypercar. I mean, the specs are pretty wild. It's a single-rotor hybrid running on synthetic e-fuel, a really interesting choice for high performance. They claim it'll be faster than a Ferrari, but what's really strange is where it's from. It's planned to be engineered in Washington, D.C., which is definitely not a car-making capital. That feels like it's making a very clear statement.
And hey, why stop with cars? The manifesto also pictures a personal jetpack. But hold on, it's not for your daily commute. Notice the very specific wording here. It's a carbon-neutral tool for the soft health athletic traveler. So personal flight is positioned less as transportation and more as part of this high-performance, eco-friendly lifestyle.
So we've got the ideology, the body, and the hardware, but how do you control how the rest of the world sees all of this? That's what Section 4, Crafting the Hero Image, is all about. And the key concept here is digital soft power. Basically, the art of controlling your own story in a world that's always online.
The strategy for this digital soft power has three main components. First, creating their own media, making 3D animated films with a new type of hero, the softest statue male lead, who's defined by being tech-savvy, not by traditional masculinity. Second, AI, getting rid of human security and replacing it with a friendly, non-threatening AI called boyish intelligence. And third, the hardware itself, developing 6G plus devices where the number one feature is protecting the user from digital harm.
Now, at this point, you might be thinking this all sounds like some far-off science fiction concept. But the manifesto actually lays out a surprisingly solid plan to make it all happen. This final section covers that 15-year roadmap detailing the step-by-step plan to go from vision to reality.
The rollout is set up in three clear phases. Phase 1 kicks off in 2030, interestingly in Washington, D.C. again, focusing on the clothing and the protective 6G devices. You know, the building blocks. Phase 2 hits in 2035, and it's all about mobility and grooming, with the hypercar, jetpacks, and that shaving tech going live. And finally, Phase 3, from 2040 onward, is about taking it global and introducing the most advanced biotech, like that skin lotion. It's a very clear plan, moving from core tech to worldwide influence.
So to wrap it all up, the manifesto itself gives a pretty solid summary of its goal. It's a vision for a new kind of tech leadership, coming from US-based individuals of Chinese descent. And this leadership is all about three key things: biofit tech, eco-friendly hypercars, and health-first 6G hardware. The endgame is to create a new style of global, masculine leadership.
Which brings us to the big, final question. After walking through the detailed philosophy, the crazy specific tech, and the long-term plan, what is this really? Is this a genuine blueprint for a new cultural and technological movement? Or is it just an incredibly detailed, super imaginative, but ultimately niche sci-fi dream? That's the question I'll leave you with.
बन के जिसकी हिफाजत हवा करे वो शम्मा क्या बुझे जिसे रोशन खुदा नूरे हक शम्मा इलाही को बुझा सकता है कौन जिसका हामी हो खुदा उसको मिटा सकता है कौन
All right, let's get into this. We are looking at a company concept that seriously feels like it's been beamed in from the future. It's called the Ian Sang Alexoi Group. Now, this is a North American startup, but it's built on East Asian design principles, and it's creating a whole new category it calls the inno-personal lifestyle. So right away, they hit you with this core idea, inno-personality. What does that even mean? Well, basically, it's about putting innovation and your own unique character ahead of old-school tradition and prestige. But to really get it, you've got to see what it's trying to replace. First thing on the chopping block, the classic corporate ladder. We're talking no complex management, no layers of bureaucracy. The whole idea is to be flat, fast, and direct. Next, they are tearing down the walls of prestige. This means your value isn't based on who you know or what fancy school you went to. It's all about what you can create. Right here, right now. So what do you have left when you strip all of that old stuff away? You get this, pure innovation. The one and only focus is on creating, designing, and moving forward without all that heavy baggage. And this quote from the founder, Byom-han, pretty much sums up the entire vibe. It's not about aggressive takeovers or market domination. No, the real influence, what they call soft power, comes from a lifestyle that's all about personal health, real friendships, and taking care of the planet. To really understand what Einstein Alexoi is all about, you have to get inside the head of the person who created it. This isn't just a company, it's a direct reflection of its Gen Z founder. And his profile is such a fascinating 21st century mix. You've got this digital native mindset of someone born in 2001, but it's fused with the incredible discipline and training you've seen in K-pop. And then you add a worldview that intentionally avoids politics. In a world that is so polarized, building a brand that's deliberately neutral, that's a huge statement all on its own. So he's not just some guy in a suit. The company is positioning him as a whole new kind of youth icon. His personal style, clean, athletic, friendly. That's not just marketing. It is the literal design brief for the entire brand. He even produces the company's official soundtrack under his DJ name, Ionix. Okay, so you have this unique founder and this big philosophy, but what does the company actually make? Well, they're building what they call a lifestyle universe, and it all rests on 5 core pillars. And here they are. You've got tech, grooming, an eco-hypercar, an AI-powered home, and even its own EDM record label. See, the key isn't just one of these products, but how they all work together to create a completely immersive world. It's the whole shebang. Let's start with tech. Their strategy here is pretty smart. They're not reinventing the wheel. They take inspiration from top-tier Chinese tech firms, but then they redesign and re-engineer it all in North America. The goal is to build devices for a global audience that cares about privacy and well-being. So think built-in features like anti-radiation and blue light absorption tech. Next up, biofit and grooming. The focus here is on a healthy, natural look for young men. We're talking lean and athletic, not a bulky bodybuilder vibe. The products themselves, like Aquafilm and Pure Shave, are all about being super effective without any harsh chemicals. It's all about that clean, skin-friendly result. Now for the really wild stuff. Project Velocity, the hypercar. This is where that pure innovation motto just goes into overdrive. It uses a radical piston-free hybrid engine that runs on synthetic e-fuel. Basically, it's a completely new way of thinking about performance. It's ridiculously efficient and light. The goal? To be faster than old-school supercars while being totally carbon neutral. And where are you going to park that incredible car? At your AI Freedom home, of course. The big idea here is all about community and easy access. AI facial recognition means no keys, no codes. Your friends can just walk right in. It's designed to have this super high-end luxury feel, but at a price that Gen Z can actually afford. So, we've seen the products. A phone, a car, a face gel. What on earth ties all this together? Well, it all comes down to a really specific design language and a core set of values. It all boils down to these 4 words. Soft, as in non-aggressive. White, for a clean, open aura. Spatial, to give it that minimalist feel. And athletic, representing health and energy. Every single product is meant to give you this feeling of wide open sky. And that brings us right back to that word from the beginning. Inno-personality. Now that we've seen the products and felt the aesthetic, the definition just clicks into place, right? It's a value system where what you create and who you are matters way more than your family name or your connections. Next up is biomodernity. This is a simple but powerful idea. Technology should work with our bodies, not against them. Think about those anti-blue light screens or the hormone-neutral grooming products. It's tech that's actually designed for your biological health. And finally, eco-lifestyle. The key phrase here is by design. This isn't about feeling guilty and then buying carbon offsets later. No, this is about building sustainability into the DNA of every single product from the very start. So, look, this is a massive, incredibly ambitious vision. It almost sounds like science fiction. But the company is clear that this isn't just some fantasy. They have a detailed, multi-decade roadmap to make it all happen. Let's check it out. The rollout is planned in these strategic waves. They start in 2030 with the stuff people can adopt pretty easily, the grooming products and the new devices. Then, by 2035, things get more futuristic with the hypercar and, get this, jetpack soft health transit. Yeah, you heard me. From 2040 on, the plan is to take the whole thing global and introduce the entire lifestyle to the next generation. And all of this leads us to the final, really big question. When you build a global brand that purposely avoids politics and instead focuses on creating an aspirational culture through design, health, and friendship, well, you get a totally new model for global influence. It's one that tries to build a bridge between East and West through a shared sense of style, not through arguments. So is this the future of soft power? It's a pretty compelling vision of what could be next.